Welcome back to Ebalali. In this tutorial we are going to make our game into a proper racing game. If you watch Formula 1, you watch them going round and round in the track. They start at the start line and they go past the start line again, which is the finish line, and it's called a lap. And we're going to count how many laps our racing car does around the course. Okay, so the first thing we'll need to do is add a finish line or a start finish line to our track. So again, we need to make sure we're on the stage. So click on the stage and then go to backdrops, and we're going to add a start line to our track. So what I do here is I just use a line, and I'm going to use a solid black line, and I'm going to make it around 25 dots. So what you need to do is make sure you put it just before your car starts, just before the position your car starts. So there is my start line. Let's have a look what that looks like. That's perfect. If I press the green flag, yep, it's in a perfect position. So really you need to make sure you see where your car is and then add your start and finish line. It doesn't want to touch. It's important that your car is not touching the start line. Okay, so there is my start finish line. Now back to my car code. So I'm going to click on my car, then go to my code section. And now we're going to have to do something a little bit different here. To store the number of laps our car has completed, we need something called a variable. So in computing, a variable is a storage location really on a computer that holds the value. And this value is going to be a number, and we're going to call our variable laps. Okay, so we need to go down to here. So let me show you where we're looking at here. We're down here on the variable section. Okay, so you need to make sure you clicked on the variables, and we're going to create a new variable. Again, I'm going to zoom in on that so you know exactly where you're meant to be. So you're clicking on make a variable. I click there, and the first thing it's going to do is make a variable name. So I'm going to call that laps. Okay, so this is going to test how many, it's going to store how many laps your car has completed. So once you've written in your name, now we are going to create it for all sprites. So leave that as it is and click on OK, and you'll notice your variable appears just here. And you can leave it there as long as it's not on your track, it's fine. If not, you can move it if you want into the middle, or you could put it over here. It's entirely up to you, but I'm going to leave mine here. Okay, so let's think about this variable. What's it used for? So each time our car gets all the way around and goes past this black start finish line, this should change by 1, or what we call in computed increment. That means to go up by. Okay, so but we want it to start on 0 when our game starts, because often when you finish a game, this will change and that number will not change. Will change. So we need to make sure it is set to 0 at the beginning of the game. This is very, very important. So basically, when the green flag is clicked, we should set the variable laps to 0. So let me just see where we're going to put that. We're going to put that on our car just after the green flag. So again, in variables, we're going to choose, very importantly, I'm going to highlight this, we need to choose this block here, and that is set laps to 0. That's very important. You don't choose at the moment change laps, you choose set laps. So I'm going to drag that and put that after my green flag. That's important. That's to make sure every new race you start, the laps is set to 0. So now what we need to do, we're going to start a new smaller bit of code on our car. So we're still on our car sprite, and I'm going to use this space here. So I'm going to say in this point on my vent, because I want it to check at the very beginning of the game. So when green flag is clicked, now I'm going to use something we've used already, the forever loop, because we need to forever check if our car has got round our race course. Okay, so I'm going to go to Control and then drag my forever loop, because this is a really useful block because it loops around, it continually checks forever, and then we need to check if. Now, like we did before, we're checking if it's touching a color, and this color is black, so you need to make sure nothing else in your game has black solid color on it. So we're looking for sensing, which is just here, and we're looking for the color sensor, and there it is. And we're going to choose the black here, so click on here, and then I'm going to use the picker, click on the black, and there you go. So it says if touching color black, we want the laps to go up by one. So that's called incrementing, so adding 1, 2. So we go to variables, and then in here we're now going to use this block. Very importantly, last time we used set laps 2, this time we need change laps by 1. That basically, as I said, increments the laps, so it adds 1 to them each time. Now I'm going to test this. Instead of you seeing me go all the way around, I'm going to appear at this point in a minute, so just wait. So I'm starting, and off I go. Okay, so there you go. Can you see what happened then? My laps went up to 32 in one go. That is because each time, for the time my car was touching black, the number of laps was going up. So basically what we've got to do in here is, what do you think? We need to give our car a chance to pass the finish line. Okay, so way we do that, inside the loop of our forever, we're going to change laps by 1, and then we're going to wait and give our car to get past. So we're going to go for Control and then go to our wait, and then we'll give ourselves a 2-second wait, so it just gets time to go past. So I'm going to try that again. So I'm going to set off on my race, and then you're going to see me appear at the finish line in about 2 seconds. So here I come, I'm just passing by, and there you go. See, I got 1 lap finished. So here I go, see if I can get around again. I'm not sure. Oh, there, I crashed. So basically, when I do get round again, it will go all the way past here, and it will increment by 1 again. So it'll add 1 to the 1, and I'll have 2. And if I go round again, I will get another lap incremented, and it will go to 3. And that is how you add a variable. You check if your car has touched the finish line, or the start-finish line. And if it has, it will change your variable or increment your variable by 1, add 1 to it. And in this case, we allow it to wait 2 seconds so our car can get through the finish line or the start line without incrementing it up an incredible amount of time. So it counts 1 lap each time. And I look forward to you game having a variable and you changing it so it can measure the amount of laps you have completed. Well done, keep up the good effort, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.